or evening if you're on the East Coast, or middle of the night if you're in Europe. I am on the beach, staying in a little beachside place for the next couple days. And I am so excited about the Untamed and Unapologetic challenge. Today is day 1, so we are kicking off. Hi, Melissa. Welcome. As you're joining, just drop like a heart emoji, your name, where you're coming in from. It's still early for me, so I am drinking water. All right, so you might be wondering, and if you're catching this on the replay, just say replay and then let me know. Oh, Danielle's there. Hi, Danielle. And hi, Carla. I think it's evening for you guys. So good to see you. Yeah, so just drop a heart. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Hello. I think you both are from LA, but yeah. So the rest of the week, this is the first one of 5 days, as you may recognize. So it's the Untamed and Unapologetic challenge. And this goes for 5 days, and it's all about like, how do we look at the things that are blocking us as women and then dismantle them so we can be more fully expressed. So that's the intention. And then I saw Janae just join. Hi, Janae. And so make sure that you set your calendars because it will be at 8 p.m. Eastern this time every week for the next 5 days. Also, there are worksheets that go along with each day. So if you didn't yet sign up on my website, that would be a great thing to do. It's megandlambert.com/untamed. And then you will get emailed the free worksheets for each day that will help you kind of not just, because I think it's really easy to watch live streams and be like, oh, cool concept, but the worksheets help you integrate it into your life. So that is that. And my intention with this Untamed and Unapologetic challenge is that it helps you feel like you have more expression. So I think oftentimes there's this feeling like we have to like hold it together. Here, I'm gonna make sure you can see like, oh, it's a lot of boob. Good thing it's a women's group. There's a sense like you have to hold it all together, like wrap constraints on ourselves. I almost have this feeling like it's like being wrapped in a corset. You're like, oh, I can't quite breathe. So my intention with this challenge is to like help you see the ways that we bind ourselves and then dismantle it so that there's more breathing room inside of you. So just drop an emoji if you can relate to that feeling. Let me know. You can do a heart or a fire sign or whatever is resonating with you. Hi, Carla. And so one thing about this training is it's not tactical. It's more about the deeper blockers inside. And we're only going to go, because we only have 30 minutes each day. We're going to give you just enough to get free in that particular spot, but it's not like a substitute for ongoing practice or ongoing support. So that is just what I wanted to say there. So just let me know you're here. Oh, I see Melina's joined too. Hello. Okay, and if you're watching, here's what I want to know from you. What is one thing that you want more of in your life? So if you could undo some of these things holding you bound, what would you want more of in your life? Just post it in the comments. What would you want more of? It could be more pleasure, more freedom, more emotional expression, more sex, more sisterhood. Let me know what you're craving more of. Drop it below. And the thing I want to say is this, like, kind of what's your intention for doing this challenge? Like, what is your intention for developing yourself? Because it's brave and it's courageous and you're taking time out of your precious day in order to develop yourself. And that's awesome. So share your intention. I'm reading all of these, by the way, and we'll respond to them. And the other thing I want to say is like, massive congrats to you. That like, just by watching this live stream series, and also if you're doing the worksheets, but just by watching it, you're taking a step towards developing yourself and like continuing to be more fully expressed woman. So that is brave and bold. Ooh, Danielle says more play. Yeah, me too, Danielle. I love that. Janae says magic. Amazing. Keep it coming. Oh, Carla says freedom. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, cool. All right, so here's what I want you to do. This is going to be about a half hour, so go and grab water, paper, pen if you want, but clear distractions. Like put your phone face down, put other things away, because the thing I know is it's so easy to set aside some time for yourself and your development and then let a million things crowd into it. And to just be like, oh, it's okay. I guess I could also do emails while doing this, or I could also, play with my puppy. I would say this time is for you. So clear distractions if you can and give it your full attention, because that's where you will get the most out of it. Good? All right. So here is what we're doing today. Today is the people pleaser. So just a little outline. For the next 5 days, we're going through a different archetype and a different way that women hold themselves back. And I'm not going to tell you, I did post in this group all the archetypes. That's okay. You're going to know them. But today is the people pleaser. And the people pleaser, so just let me know below. Are you already thinking of some spots where you've been people pleasing? Like, just let me know. Hi, Nora. Welcome. So I was thinking about it. I was like, what is people pleasing? And I think people pleasing is choosing to make someone else's experience more important than your own. It's choosing to make someone else's experience more important than your own. So I'll tell you a story. A while back, I was leading a team of people, and there was one person that consistently didn't feel right to work with. It didn't feel right for her. It didn't feel right for me. It didn't feel right for the team. There was just something that wasn't quite. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to call her. I'm going to tell her it's not working out, and we need to connect in a different way and go our separate ways. Basically, I needed to fire her from the team. I needed to fire her from the team. It's funny, I still hesitate sometimes to say it that overtly. I need to fire her. Okay, so I need to fire her. We got on the phone, and I'm like, okay, I just want to let you know, it's not really working out. And she's like, but did it have to be today? Today's the anniversary of when my dog died. And she starts crying. And I'm like, oh, no. And so I just collapsed there. I was like, oh, you're right. We don't have to talk about it. It's okay. Just take the space you need. And she's like, oh, okay, thanks. And I told it there was a truth that I was trying to communicate that needed to be communicated for the good of the team. But then she started crying, and then I just was like, let's make it all about that and that experience. And in doing so, I dropped my responsibility, which was to let her go. We did circle back later and have the conversation. But in that moment, I decided to make her in that experience more important than what I was trying to communicate. So let me just drop me a yes, I know that spot, or I can relate, or something about your people pleasing. Can you see a spot where you have been people pleasing lately? Hi, Nora. Oh, and we have Sabi and Elizabeth. Let me know if you can see spots of your own people pleasing. So I'll give you a couple examples to help spur some ideas. The first one, friend, is, oh, could you please help me move? And you really don't want to. It's the day off that you've chosen, but you do it anyway. People pleasing. As I'm saying some, just chat some below. Nora says, absolutely, people pleaser here. Yeah. Reporting for duty. Me too. Danielle says, yes. Yeah, I want to hear your examples too. How do you see yourself people pleasing in your life? Another one is staying quiet when you disagree with a topic. And sometimes that's diplomatic and sometimes it's people pleasing. Another one would be you call your parents and they're like, what's happening in your life? And you only tell them the things that you think that they'd want to hear. I do that one sometimes. Janae says, yep, I do it all the time. Yeah, let's get specific. So really, what are some of these examples? How are you seeing it happen in your life? Another one might be you're in a conversation with an acquaintance. You have that feeling I don't really want to be in this conversation, but I have to keep talking to her because otherwise I'm going to hurt her feelings. That would be another example of a people pleasing. Janae says, I sugarcoat my truth to soften the blow for the other person. Yes, I can so relate to that. That's what I did with that team member too. Yeah, so share a couple more examples, and then I'll show you a trick to stop people pleasing. Not for good. Like, here's the thing I want to say about these archetypes. They live inside of us, always. Like, they don't go away. It's almost like if you have the cold virus, it can go dormant, or I guess it's the cold sore. It goes dormant. And then if your immune system's really low, or you feel tired or uncomfortable, then the virus will pop up and you'll get a cold sore. I think people pleasing is like that. Like, it's not like you're like, oh, I'm done with this archetype. It's just like, how do we learn to spot it and bring awareness to it so that when it comes up, we're like, oh, this is a signal of something deeper. It's a signal that, like, our, with the culture, like, our immune system's low. People pleasing is often, for me, a signal that I could use a little more attention on myself. Like, I've been putting a lot of attention on other people and trying to make other people happy. And I need some of that attention back on me to think about what is it that I need. Yeah. Nora said, hi, Stefania. Hi, Anne. We're talking about examples of ways we people please. Nora says, agreeing what to eat when sharing meals. Oh, that's such a good one. Oh my gosh. Yeah, totally. It's like, oh, we're going to share meals. What do you want to eat? Instead of like, oh, I want the pizza or whatever it is that you want. Other examples, go ahead and chat them in. How are you seeing yourself people pleasing? The thing I want to say too about people pleasing is it relates to boundaries. And so it's almost a lack of boundaries. So it's like we said, people pleasing is when we make someone else's experience more important than our own. Like, we step outside of ourselves and we're like, oh, you being happy and you getting what you want is more important than me being happy or me feeling good or getting what I want. And so, as you may guess, one of the antidotes to people pleasing is boundaries. But we'll get to that in a second. Okay, other examples of people pleasing, drop them below. Let me know. If you're joining, just say, hey, I love hearing from all the people that are joining. Also, isn't this water bottle cool? My brother got it for me. Okay, so yeah, so the thing that I want to say too about people pleasing, just like the cold sore, it is such a natural experience. Like, it is a human thing. It is a woman thing. Like, I do it all the time. A lot of people do it all the time. I'm sure if you're listening to this, you're probably listening because you're like, oh, shoot, I've been people pleasing. And you're seeing it in yourself. And so just want to know, like, you are in good company. And the thing I want to bring awareness to is the cost of it, because we don't shift patterns unless we know the cost of them. So with people pleasing, the benefit is we get people to like us. We keep the peace, right? You sweep things under the rug, people like you. The cost is deeper, and it's a little less easy to see. So I'm going to share a little bit of what I see. It's like, I want you to try on this truth for size. If everyone likes you, you are lying to everyone. I'm going to say it again. If everyone likes you, you are lying to everyone. And the reason that I say this is because in order to get people to like us, in order to people please, there's a lot that gets swept under the rug. All the uncomfortable truths, the scratchy edges, the things that you don't really want to say, the times you got mad, the things that you want that are different than what other people want, and all these things get swept under the rug, build up. But we present this face of, it's okay, it's fine, I don't mind, I'll eat whatever. Like to Nora's example, I'll eat whatever. And it becomes a lie. And the face that we present to the world becomes a lie. And when we're lying to the world and to ourselves, it has some really intense consequences. Like, so I say I was a master people pleaser for a long time. I was really good at kind of contorting myself into groups and situations. And one of the downsides is it's lonely. It's lonely. There's this feeling of like nobody actually knows what's happening in here because I've gotten so good at putting on the veneer and the mask. Can anyone relate to that? Just drop me like a heart, thumbs up, one of these, or if you want to share more, feel free. Yeah, so the people pleaser, like, it has a cost. It has a really big cost. And the other way is we like sweep all these things under the rug and like it builds up inside of us until we like, I hate you, like explode. Because it has to go somewhere, right? Like I remember being in a relationship and my boyfriend didn't like his job. Not this one, a previous one. And he would call and he'd complain about his job. And I'd be like, oh, it's okay, babe. Like, I know you're going to quit and find something better someday. And this went on for like 9 months. And every time I was just like, I don't want to hear you whine about your job. But I didn't say it until one day I was just like snapped. And I was like, I cannot hear you talk about your job anymore. And I think that's kind of what it feels like when you've been people pleasing. It's like, yeah, sure, until no. Can anyone relate to that? Let me know. Do a heart, thumbs up, something. Yeah, so you sweep things in the rug. And then the other one is you start denying how you feel. And when you deny how you feel enough times, you actually forget how you feel. Like, or you deny what you want enough times, you forget what you want. It's like you lose access to that inner voice inside of you that knows how you feel and what you want. That's one of the costs of people pleasing. And you feel icky about yourself and you're lonely. So I'm sure that you guys have all felt this way before. I definitely have. I remember once I was so like deep in this particular people pleasing mechanism. One of my teachers, Nicole, some of the people listening know her, she's amazing. She was like, Megan, the only things you're allowed to say in the circle is, I don't like that, I don't want that, or I don't understand. Those are the only 3 things I could say. I don't like that, I don't want that, I don't understand. Because I was so conditioned to being like, yes, okay, great, thank you, It was so good. It was the best practice. Okay, so now I want to talk about the antidote to people pleasing. There's 5 people watching, but you guys are all quiet. So just, and I know we just went like kind of down into the cost of people pleasing. So just let me know, like, is this resonating? Can you see it in your life? And then we're going to talk about how to get out of it. Okay, so the antidote is to feel our bodies more intensely. So every time we are people-pleasing, it means that there is an impulse, an instinct, a feeling in our bodies, an emotion, a desire, something, that we chose to tamp down to please someone else. So it's almost like it arose inside of us. I have to move this so I can show you. It like arose inside of us, this feeling like I want pizza or I want something. And then to people please, you tamp it down. Say no. Like with my boyfriend, I felt irritated that he kept talking about the job he hated, but I tamped it down to be a nice girlfriend. So the antidote to people pleasing is to feel your body, to feel these impulses. And then even if you tamp them down, it's okay, but to start to like feel it in your body. And so I'll give you an exercise right now. So if you're watching, Nora says, I don't understand the feeling lonely. Oh, okay. So one thing about feeling lonely is like when you're people pleasing, there's often like a feeling, a truth, a desire, something that comes up that's true to you. So, the example with the boyfriend that I never said I was irritated. There's a feeling that's true to me, but I deny it in order to get other people's, to please them, to make them happy, to satisfy, to keep the peace. So I'm denying how I'm feeling. And then other people don't get to see that. So, he'd call and complain about his job and I'd just put on the veneer of, oh, babe, that sounds hard. When inside I was like, do something or stop talking about it. Right? And so in the disconnect between how I was feeling inside and what I was showing to the world, there was a sense of loneliness. Yeah. Nora says, okay. Yeah, let me know if that makes sense. Hi, Eve. Welcome. So we're talking about the antidote. The antidote is to feel your body. So here's the exercise. I want you to think of a moment when you did or said something that wasn't true to you. So maybe you agreed to help someone you didn't want to help, or you agreed to eat the salad even though you really wanted the pizza, or, and I want you to feel it. Like, you can close your eyes for a second if you want. And like, remember that moment. And then see what it feels like inside of your body as you remember it. Like, for me, I feel like a tightening in my chest and a tightening in my belly usually. Like a clamping down feeling. If you're doing this, let me know what you feel in your body. Like, what are some of the sensations you feel? And as you're doing that, I'm going to give you a second to share how you felt. Other people might feel like tightness in their neck, or like their throat all of a sudden gets really dry or stuck. Or you might feel like a churning in your stomach. Let me know how, when you have done something or said something that wasn't true to you, what did it feel like in your body? Yeah, Eve said, receiving a present I didn't really like, hard to know what to say. So good. So good. I love that example too, Eve, because I think it's like, in a lot of ways, people pleasing is like socially acceptable. Like, when you receive a gift, you're supposed to be like, oh, thank you so much, I love it, no matter how you feel on the inside. But I'm just gonna, and you can totally do that, and I'm just gonna introduce, like, we don't have to do that. You can also be like, oh, thank you, I appreciate that you thought of me. It's not really my style, but I appreciate that you thought of me. Nora says, chest and belly vibrating. So good. Janae says, I feel agitated and anxious. Janae, if you can, where do you feel the agitated and the anxious in your body? Like chest, throat, shoulders, headache. Nero says, I feel the tightening around my throat. Perfect. Like almost that constriction, like, oh, you can't speak. Carla says, contracting sensation in the solar plexus. Beautiful. Okay, good. So you're probably like, why the hell are you making me feel all these uncomfortable sensations? Well, I'm not making you, but the thing that I would say is, like, these are our physical indicators of people pleasing. These are the North Star, that if we feel this, we can be like, ooh, pause. Like Nero says, ooh, I'm feeling tightening in my throat. What's happening? Or Carla might be like, ooh, my solar plexus is starting to feel tight. What is that? Janae is saying, I feel constriction in my chest and tightness in my neck. Yeah, good, good. Danielle says, tight in throat and heavy in chest. Wow, it's interesting how similar these are. So this is now like your inner body marker. So when you start to feel these things in your body, it can be a clue like, ooh, I am tempted to go into people pleasing and deny my truth right now. And so then it's a choice point. Because what we're trying to do here is not to never people please, but to bring awareness to the times when we are. Because as we bring awareness to it, it will naturally start to kind of dissolve away. And so your personal body markers of how you're people pleasing, this is the clue. Because the next time as you're going through your day, it's Monday in the US, it's Tuesday in Bali, just look at, like, keep feeling your body throughout the day and being like, ooh, I just got tight here. What is that? Ooh. And then that is your choice point. That's your choice to make a different decision. You could still, if you still people please, the thing I want to say is, like, just be kind to yourself. Like, it will happen. It will happen. Hi, Hannah. Like, you will go into people pleasing. You will feel these sensations again. Our goal is, like, not to never go into people pleasing, but rather, like, to bring more love and awareness into the spots where we're people pleasing. Because I think with love and awareness, everything starts to shift. So, yeah, I think that's the thing I want to say. And then just looking at, like, even if you see yourself going into people pleasing, like, say you I just love Nora's example of the food because I'm feeling nailed. I just did that yesterday. Say you decided to order something because someone else wanted to and you didn't. You can just notice, like, how does that impact my body? Like, how do I feel in this moment? And then choose. Like, does it feel safe to speak up and say how I'm really feeling? Or if it's not, then people pleasing is a good option. But if it feels safe, like, take a little risk. Be like, actually, I don't want the salad. I want pizza. I'll give an example just to close. Is I was at Authentic Relating training this weekend, which is the bomb. And at one point, the group was really slow. Like, we were just kind of talking about people's feelings, and we've been sitting for a few hours. And I could feel myself start to get, like, restless and irritated because I was like, I don't sit still very long. I was like, I want to move. I want to eat. I'm hungry. Let's go. And then the facilitator was like, anyone else have any feelings they want to share? And I was like, ooh, can I share this? Like, there's people that are really, like, tender. But I raised my hand. I was like, hey, I just want to be honest. I'm feeling antsy. Like, I really want to move now. And it felt edgy for me to say that. But I could feel in my body, I was like, if I don't say this, it's going to, like, feel like a constriction in my throat or in my chest. So I said it, and then we went and we took a break, and it felt awesome. So, yeah, that is my 2 cents. The way to undo people pleasing is to become more awareness of the sensations in our body when we do and when we don't, and using that kind of to guide us. So let me know what you took away from this. What was your takeaway? What was your insights? If you're watching it later, just let me know too. And I'm going to respond to everyone's insights. And so this is just day 1. Every day it gets better and better, and every day we have a different archetype we're exploring. Tomorrow is the Resentful Martyr. You may know yourself in that one. I definitely do. So we're going to talk about that one tomorrow, same time. So put it on your calendar. Also, and I'll put the link in the comments, but if you have not yet signed up to get the emails, every day there's a workbook that goes with this. So I want to make sure that you have access to that, because it'll help you take it from the theoretical, just listening to me talk, to actually integrating it and applying it to your life. So I'll put the link below. And then the last one is, like, if there's any women that you're like, my sister, my friend, my colleague, that could really benefit from these exercises and these conversations, just send them the link to the group so that they can join as well. All right, I think that's it. And I hope you have a people pleaser free, full day. It's like, yeah. I feel like there's some way I need to end this. How do I want to end this? Oh, I know. I just want to say, like, trust the wisdom of your body. Like, you know. You always know. You've always known. And the more that you bring awareness and tune into the body and the felt sense of what it's like to people please or not, the easier it will be to shift that. All right. Have an amazing evening. Bye, everyone.